Morning Exercises, July 20th. They took knowledge of them that they had been with Jesus. Acts 4:13. This recognition is explained in two ways. Some take it literally, as referring to the persons of the apostles. These their arraigners remembered when they looked at them, for they had seen them before in company with him. And this, it is more than probable, was the case. For some of this very council attended his examination on the night of his apprehension. Yea, he was examined in the very house of this Caiaphas, and we are assured that Peter on the occasion went into the high priest's palace to see the end. Jesus also had openly taught in the temple, when more than once some of these men were present disputing with him, and he was always accompanied by his disciples. No wonder, therefore, that Peter and John were recognized by them. But others take it in allusion to their qualities, behavior, and mode of speaking, connecting it particularly with the former words. And when they saw the boldness of Peter and John, and perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men, they marveled, and they took knowledge of them that they had been with Jesus, remarking that they were of the same party, or as we should say, of the same stamp. So the sentence has been commonly understood, and three remarks may be made upon it. First, some have been with Jesus. Peter and John had been, as to his bodily presence with him for several years, in public and in private, going out and coming in with him. And who is not ready to envy them such intercourse? But he was received up into glory, and they who had known him after the flesh knew him so no more. Yet he had promised his people his spiritual presence to the end of the world. And thus, though now invisible, he is yet accessible. Hereafter they will be forever with the Lord, but this heaven begins on earth. They were naturally without Christ, though not as to dispensation, yet as to experience. But their religion began with an introduction to him. They were made sensible of their need of him. They sought him, they found him. They had much to do with him then, and they have had much to do with him ever since. And they only go on well in religion as they are able to say, I am continually with thee. They are with him in his word, in his house, at his table, with him in the closet, in the field. They are with him as pupils are with their teacher, as servants are with their master, waiting upon him all the day, as followers with their leader, willing to follow him whithersoever he goeth, as soldiers with their commander, fighting the good fight of faith. For they that be with him are called and chosen and faithful, and he that is not with him is against him. Secondly, it is expected that they who are with him should resemble him. It is proverbially said, Tell me a man's company, and I will tell you his character. And it is well known that like not only attracts, but begets like. Hence the importance we attach to the choice of associates. Hence we say to the unmarried, be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. Hence to the young, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. If we enter the house of mourning, we instantly catch the sympathy. The heart softens, the countenance contracts, the eye melts. How different are our sensations in the circles of festivity and mirth. It is said that those who live at court have a manner of their own, which others cannot successfully put on. All association, however limited, produces some influence, but the conformity will be in proportion to the degree of the intimacy, and the constancy of the intercourse, and the love we have to the individual, and the veneration we feel for his greatness. Now all these will apply supremely to the Christian's acquaintance with Christ, and therefore the resemblance must be the greater, especially when we add to all this that it is the duty and the main business of his religion to imitate him. For he that saith he abideth in him ought himself also so to walk as he walked. And if any man have not the Spirit of Christ, he is none of his. Thirdly, this conformity will not be overlooked. The Christian himself may not be sensible of it, for the more progress he makes in the divine life, the more humble will he be. Moses was not aware of the brilliancy of his face when he came down from being with God, and was surprised to see the people dazzled at the glory of his countenance. And Paul said, I have not attained, I am not already perfect. But God will take knowledge of it, angels will take knowledge of it, ministers will take knowledge of it, his fellow Christians will take knowledge of it, the world will take knowledge of it, his profiting will appear unto all men. And though the wicked cannot be pleased with it, yet they are aware of what, by their profession, Christians ought to be, and their consistency will enthrone them in their conviction, and put to silence their ignorance, and may constrain them to glorify God in the day of visitation. If persons are seen firm in principle, fearless in duty, zealous in the cause of God, yet humble and lowly, gentle and tender, and patient in suffering, and ready to forgive, no one need be told with whom they have been. So, if you are proud and vain, and worldly minded, and avaricious, and revengeful, and censorious, and unkind, we do not require you to tell us with whom you are most intimate. And though we do not believe in witchcraft, we know that you have a familiar spirit, and we know who and what he is. And glory not, and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace.